Hi there, it's Coach Sheree. Hey, I'm just wondering if you can still squat down with confidence and get back up without the knees caving in and ankles rolling in too much. Sometimes we get so much knee pain when that happens. I had a client who was referred to me a little while ago because her knees were so sore. She'd been squatting every single day for 20 years without fail. And it's no wonder her knees were sore because her squat technique was awful. She was coming forward onto the balls of her feet and her whole body weight was on those knees, so mine would be sore as well. Today we're diving into why squatting is one of the most essential movements for women over 50. Because if you want to keep getting up off the toilet or getting up from the garden after you've been weeding or even lifting your grandkids with ease, you really need this strength. Hey, even getting into our car involves a one-legged squat as we take a leg over, then slide our body across. Now, you may say to me that your leg strength is great as you use a machine such as a leg press at the gym, but this has little carryover into our everyday lives where we use many other muscles just to maintain balance. So today I'm going to show you what affects your squat in real life, like stiff hips, cranky knees and weak ankles, and more importantly, I'll walk you through a couple of simple moves you can start doing right now to improve it. And then we'll finish strong with a 5-minute squat-based workout that you can do at home, no equipment needed today. Let's get grandma strong, one squat at a time. Yeah, so we're just going to go through a bit of the squat technique today. If I ask someone to do a squat, they may say to me, I don't know how to do a squat, I've never done a squat. But the fact is that when you sit down and up in a chair, this is a squat. We push the ground away from our heels and we stand straight up. So it's a bit of a lean forward. We pop our bottom back in the chair. We lean forward and coming up and push the heels away. So that is the same as a freestanding squat. Now the other ways I can do my squat today is I can do it with a dowel rod. I can be here with that rod and taking myself down there. But today I'm just going to do a freestanding squat, and then you can add that rod, or if you feel safer in the chair, just stick with the chair, that's perfectly fine. So I'm going to take my feet out to about 30 degrees. A number of people say you need to have your feet going front, but you don't. Whichever way they go, your knees will go the same way. So just think about, as we're going to lower ourselves down, we're going to look at the horizon, about the horizon, so straight ahead or 10 degrees ahead above that. And we're going to keep that chest high. And I'm going to keep my feet there. So I'm going to press my weight into the heel. And as I come down, I'm going to take a breath in, pull my belly button into my spine, and then I'm going to go down. Now, when I'm down here, I need to have my knees over the second toe of my foot. And as I come up, I'm going to breathe out and push my heels away from the ground, like I'm trying to push the ground away from me. So just go down as low as is comfortable. So we're going to take it down, inhale, come down, knees are facing the second toe and pushing the ground away, and I come straight back up. There's different types of squats we can do. We can come down into a low goblet squat. But for some of you, quite a few of you, that may not work for your knees. Now, there are some reasons that people will come down and not be able to come down. They'll bend right forward to come down in a squat. You may be really tight in your ankles, so you don't have enough of the flexion, the dorsiflexion to bring that foot up. So therefore, I was just going to talk today about compensating with that with some so elevating your heels up a bit. I'm going to put my heels on these, and that will make it easier for many people who are really tight and cannot get that flexibility to be able to come down and still keep their chest up nice and high. So same things apply, looking at the horizon, just trying to drop down, bring those hips down, like we're trying to sit on a low chair behind us, and up we come. So we're just going to be looking at a dowel-assisted squat. So we're going to hold this just above the hips, nice relaxed arms, and it is basically the same things we're going to be doing looking at the horizon 10 degrees above. We're going to make sure that we keep that back and don't round out the back as we go down. We're going to take a breath in, pull the belly button in, and then we're going to be coming down and then holding for a moment, and then making sure our knees track over the second toe, and exhale as we come up. So inhale, look at the horizon, pull the belly button in, coming down, and then coming back up. Just going to talk about a split squat here. So we're going to be taking a big step out. The heel is up at the back. This leg at the front is the one doing the work, and our pelvis is between both feet. So as we go down and up, we're going to just sink straight down and then straight up. If you want to lift those toes in front of that front shoe, that'll activate the glutes a bit more in that front leg. And so we're going to take a breath in, pull the core in, we're going to come straight down and coming up. So what we don't want is you to go right over there. We just want to come down and come up. If you feel unstable with that, feel free to hold on to a wall and coming down and up. This front shin is staying straight, so we're not trying to lean over that and back up. So that is a split squat. Another type of a squat we can do, and this is particularly good for those with sore knees, is a wider squat. It will be all the same things. We're looking ahead at the horizon, trying to keep that chest up, but this wider squat takes into account a lot more of our adductors, the inner thighs, and so it can be a lot kinder for people with sore knees. And so with the same thing, we'll breathe in, a little bit of a pull in from the belly button, we'll look ahead at the horizon, we'll take ourselves down. These knees will still track over the second toe because those knees don't want to be caving in but tracking out, and then coming up again. Inhaling in, we're going to come down, knees track over the second toe, keeping that chest up and taking it up. So our knees will compensate if we have stiff ankles or hips. So many of us will have sore knees because our ankles don't work. If we've got stiff ankles, we can start to walk. So what we can do if we're already sitting a lot during the day, we can start to walk on a flat surface. If that becomes easy enough, we'll start to walk up and down hills. I often say to people, if you live on a hill, that's perfect because a hill gives you, if you want to just add 5 or 10 seconds down the hill, then head up the hill. It's going to give you more of that flexibility, so that dorsiflexion in that foot. So that's going to work it even better. Now, even more than that, if you're finding that's okay for you, head out into the bush. Head out to uneven terrain where you have to kind of negotiate rocks and boulders and all sorts of things, because that will make the ankle go into all sorts of different moves. Forward, back, sideways, it's going to make that ankle work. So it's not going to be so stiff anymore. Now, some ways that you can actually just untighten if you are tight around that ankle, some simple ways to untighten at home. You can have a step, might be a step outside. We're going to do a single leg. So I'm going to put the ball of my foot on the step, and I'm just going to let my heel, now if you need to have that other toe here to balance you, but otherwise holding on to a wall, whatever, that heel's going to come down as low as it can to the floor and then coming up high. Low to the floor, up high, low to the floor, up high, is going to give me some more movement into that ankle and stretch out my calf at the same time. You can be doing an upper calf stretch here where we've got our heel down and we lean forward into that. So now I can feel my gastrocnemius, the upper part of my calf, is having a nice stretch. And if I simply bend that back knee, I can feel that stretch going down into my lower calf. Great, and if you want to get a particularly good stretch, let's have a look at what you can do on the chair. Now, I'm going to bring up my foot. It can be on a chair or a step, and I'm going to come as far forward as I can into that. So my whole body weight is going to lean right over that knee, and I'm getting a great, if you can see my foot here, I'm getting a great dorsiflexion into this foot. It's got to bend a fair way. So as my knee comes over, my foot is getting a great kind of stretch right through there, and it's providing more of that dorsiflexion where you pull your toes up. Great, so let's have a look at a workout that we can do using a variety of squats. Let's just go through our very short workout for squats. We don't need any equipment with this, but if you did want to hold a weight in the front, you would have your elbows in by your ribs and holding that weight in nice and tightly in here so we support that weight in front, making sure that that weight does not pull you forward. So you can do this with the weight if you did want to, but for today, just for demonstration purposes, we'll do it without a weight. Let's get into our first 30 seconds. Lovely. So doing a squat, you can be doing that over a chair. So your choice. Again, taking those hips back, sitting back and standing up. If we're doing a freestanding squat, remembering our knees can go up to 30 degrees out, and we're looking at the horizon. And if you need something under your heels to plump them up, feel free. Great. Good. Right. Now, imagine I've got sore knees, or I may just want to work these inner thighs a bit more. I'm taking it into a wider squat. Knees still go out over our toes. We don't want our knees to cave that way while our toes are going the other way. So making sure those knees aim towards your second toe of each foot. Keeping that chest up. You can hold a weight if you did want to, and it would be right in close to your chest. Great. Good. You can make this in all sorts of ways. You can pulse it, but for now, we're just going down and up. Great, have a rest there. We'll actually go back down into this wide-legged squat, and we will just pulse it there for a few seconds and come up. So great, so again, just staying here. A few seconds of pulses, coming up. If you feel like you want to stay down here, you can. Just making sure those knees are okay and only coming down as far as you feel you can without pain in these knees. Always want to protect things while they're not working properly, or we need to get untightened or strengthened in other areas. Great. Well, I can feel my inner thighs. Don't know about you. If your knees are pulling in, you may need to bring those legs in a bit. May not be enough length in there in those adductors. We're going to take a split stance. One leg to the front. You can use your chair if you did want to, just to maintain some balance. Heel up at the back, breathing in, take it down, take it up. Pulling in, breathing in, and then good. And we're just taking this straight down, not trying to lean forward over that. You can pull those toes up a bit in that front foot if you did want to, but you'll feel both legs working. So both legs, but primarily that front one. We're going to change it to the other side. Lovely. Other leg out, chest up, and we're taking it down and up. So again, you can, if you want to think about the breathing, pulling in that, breathe in before we go down and on the way back up. Great. And probably more important with the breathing, when we've got some big weights that we're doing with this with, but this can still help assist with the breathing, just to make sure that that core is on at the correct time. Great. Now we're just going to hold in a squat. You may prefer to go on the wall, walk out your feet, small way and hold here. So you've just got your head and shoulders on the wall, just going to do a squat hold. So these legs are working because time under tension is a while, so these legs are working hard. And with anything, if you get pain in a certain place, you're only going to go down far enough that you don't get pain. And if you wanted to just hold here, you can just hold. Just think, if you're trying to do a wee on a trek, you're going to want to hold there for a while, and you're probably going to hold down a lot lower than that, but you're going to hold. Good. So this is one that we can do if you did want to get some extra fitness in, but failing that, for most people don't like to do jumps. You can just come up onto the balls of your feet and come down, but otherwise a little jump. And when we land from that jump, if you decide to jump, it's all a soft landing. So we're not trying to stop here and then go down. It's all in one. Good. And one of my favorite ones to do is a one-legged squat. So we're just going to go one leg, and I'm going to pretend to sit down on a little step behind me, a little chair or something behind me, but one leg. And you may prefer to do this from your chair. You may prefer to have a stick here, broomstick or whatever to help you. But again, just trying to sit back with that, keep that chest up, all the same rules that we did before. Trying to sit back. I can certainly feel my glutes working hard here. And in fact, this whole leg is working hard. If you feel really unstable, you can actually put a toe down. So as you come down and up, you may find that just having that toe down the floor, but still with the main weight going into your dominant leg, the one that's working, can work better for you. But if you're holding on to something, that often works well. Great. Good. Great. And if you felt like you could do all those squats okay, we're going to end off with a goblet squat. So it's going down into an Asian type of squat. And if you can't do this freestanding, feel free to hold on to something that's nice and firm, even your dowel rod in front of you. We're going to go down as low as we can, that chest up. Again, you may choose to put the weight under your heels with that. Great, but you do need to have your heels on the ground and not up on the balls of your feet. Good. Great. Good, and if you couldn't do that final squat, the goblet squat, that might be your challenge for the next few months. See how you go with it. Start with something firm that you can go right down with, and then just play around with it, see what you can do. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next time.